Hey guys, nothingwired.com, and we have the Asus Fonepad 7 with us today. It's not exactly a new product, it came out later last year, but then that does not prevent us from reviewing important product, does it? Well, by important product, I'm not saying it's an important product or a path-breaking product in the world of tablet, but then it's certainly very important in Asus portfolio, whose 7-inch tablet has not been really doing very good in the market, at least in the developed countries. So let's check out what's in the box now. It's a pretty looking box. You see it goes up like that. There's Intel inside, the usual Z2560 1.6 gig dual core processor. You see that's the model name. So it's the 8GB version, Wi-Fi plus 3G version. That's the 7-inch tablet. Let's go ahead and check out the tablet and what's in the box. So that's tablet in front. Yeah, we'll come back to the device just in a bit. There's not much in the box anyway. There aren't much things in any tablet boxes anyway. So you have the usual micro USB 2.0 port, the wall charger, and then the SIM tray pin, and that's about it really. The box looks pretty, so scores some mark for us, and that's the Asus Fonepad 7. It's very plastic everywhere, but not terribly heavy. Feels good, although it's a very glossy surface both on the front as well as on the back. The plastic does not feel very cheap, but then it does not also ooze class and a premiumness. You have a nice, fingerprint like texture here, rounds originating from the Asus brand here. And if you can see, it's really hard to make out actually. There you see a bit of it, circles, concentric circles, born from the Asus brand here. Very glossy. You have the 7-inch IPS display here, 1280 by 800 pixels. That comes down to about 216 ppi of color density, which is not much in today's tablet world. You have the 1.2 MP front camera, sensors, speaker there, both speakers on the front, which is a good thing. You would have 4 soft keys on the screen here. Then you have the SIM card slot. That's your microphone, micro USB 2.0 port, micro SD card slot, volume rocker, power button, and 3.5mm jack. 5 MP autofocus camera that records in full HD. By the way, this front camera records at 720p, but this guy is not accompanied by an LED flash. The tablets never take their camera seriously. Asus branding. You cannot of course open this box, but it's pretty thick tablet. However, it feels good and does not slip away from hand, mainly because of this dual tone, nice kind of a boxy tapered sides. There you see black and white, so it kind of stays in your hand. I like it. Certainly looks better than the likes of Galaxy Tab 3 or such. Yeah. So let's check out how it boots up and the display. What is booting up? Let's talk about the tech specs. I told you about the screen. Now the processor is of course the Intel Z2560 1.6 gig dual core processor, 1GB of RAM. This is a 8GB version, supports micro SD up to 32GB, and you have the 5MP camera, 1.2MP front camera. You have a 3950 mAh battery, which is not much, by the way. It runs Android 4.2 Jelly Bean, yeah? And that's a very usual Android unlock screen with an Asus Touch on top. Yeah? Let's check out the display. Now when you look at the camera icon there, See, can you see those zagged ends? That spells for that low PPI of color density, the low resolution on a 7-inch screen. Yeah. Apart from that, the icons look low res, alright, but not that much, not like embarrassingly low res, but it is low res. And but then overall the colors come out pretty good. There you see, it's bright enough, although not that crisp. Yeah. Let's check out the UI a bit. So you have these soft keys, you have the recent menu button, then home. Long pressing on this will take you to some shortcuts, some quick applications there. Also long pressing on back doesn't do anything. That's again some quick tool. There's the calculator and stuff, very handy. You have your notification bar there, yeah, the quick function toggle bar. The app dock is customizable, of course, you see, and you can create a folder with the icons. That's the main app menu. Not many bloatware, but then of course there are a few third-party apps like Kindle and Facebook and such, and of course Google's default Android apps, Gmail, Maps, Hangout, Google Plus and whatnot. You'll also have Flipboard and not many third-party apps. Some of them are really useful like Facebook and Flipboard and Amazon Kindle. Some of them aren't, like my Bitcast and Splendid and stuff, but then good, and it's looks smooth and stuff. Yeah. So the Intel with 1 GB RAM is holding pretty good. You see, it's smooth. Now let's check out some of the common apps and tools. So you have Kindle, of course, then you have app backup that only backs your app and data up onto the SD card, and then you have an app locker for your private apps that you do not want the world to know. Then the browser, and it renders the web pages pretty nicely. You have the Asus website out here, it's almost renders desktop grade. The pinching zoom is, well, not very smooth, but doable. Scrolling is fine, and we're gonna check out our Nothing Wired website. So that's, there you see, the elements are rendered fine, but scrolling here is a problem. So overall it's not a very smooth browser, but then it does the job pretty well. You have all these usual settings, and then the 5 MP back camera. You see, it can record at full HD, and this one has a pretty extensive UI, by the way. You switch between the front and back camera with that. You have a few filters, you see, grayscale and sepia and stuff, and then your settings, and by extensive I mean really extensive. It does not have much of anything that others don't have, but it just somehow manages to look it more complex. You see, white balance ISO starts from 50 and goes up till 800. Noise reduction, camera 4:3. If you wanna shoot widescreen, you really have to go down to 2 MP. I won't recommend it. And then you have 0 shutter lag, yeah, on focus mode, smart autofocus, and then some other stuffs out here. So let's go and try taking a photo. You can, by the way, zoom in with this, a digital zoom, and it is fast. It is fast, as you can see. You can start recording from here, stop with this, and while recording you can also click snaps. Yeah, usual feature. Then you have some shooting modes here, HDR and beautification, panorama and night and whatnot. So the image quality, as expected, is not very nice. Under enough light you have a decently detailed image, but then nothing to be boasted about. The tablets are never known to have very good cameras anyway. Under low light it shows a lot of noise, both in still and in videos. The videos under enough light, there's no fuzziness. The metering is average. Then we have the gallery. Takes some time in loading. This guy lags a bit, not much though, but just enough to annoy people who are coming from a very let's say iPad or very smooth tablet and stuff. So the color reproduction is fine. You see almost natural hue and saturation out here, which is quite good. Yeah, we're gonna play a video and try to see how it looks. Looks fine. It plays full HD video very comfortably, by the way. Okay, nice color reproduction.
You guys, did you see that? I just was like,
nice blacks, very nice blacks. Perfect audio and video sync.
I received a message.
No discoloration.
The universe? From the messenger. Oh, yeah, of course. Our greatest masters.
But because it's very glossy, it's very reflective. So you can almost see my reflection behind.
This could be the end of Kung Fu.
Nice metallic shine there.
And now you must save it.
So you're gonna have a very reflective viewing if you're watching a movie or anything which has dark scenes like scenes of night and stuff. There is no in-house music app, so we'll use Google's Play Music app and see how it sounds. So good enough bass, but not very loud. It's not loud mainly to keep the bass intact. The treble is little low. Yeah, so music is decently bassy. The treble is almost fine, but then it's not loud enough. The music output via earphones are also average. The earphones are not supplied here, so you'll have to use your own earphones. It has a pretty big dialer, so it supports calling. The voice quality is more than decent, and there weren't any dead on the both part, nor any crackling of sound or echoing. You can create a story with your pictures and movies. You have a setup wizard, you have your library book, all useful apps out there, so that you don't have to download again, but they come with the ROM and you cannot uninstall them. Now it might quite be possible that you do not use, or you would not want to use this particular ebook app because you use something else, so you'll have to download that. But then you cannot uninstall this unless you root this device. So we generally recommend having a clean ROM, so that when you do not have many bloatware installed, these are not exactly bloatware, they are useful apps, but when you have the more apps installed, the slower the system gets. Yeah, but overall we find the system very smooth. There are lags at time when you're doing heavy multitasking, but for most part it would satisfy even the decently demanding audience. At this price point of about 12,500 Indian rupees, which comes down to about $200 US, or just less than $200 US, this guy competes with a lot of Indian tablets plus international tablets, like let's say the Galaxy Tab 3 or maybe the Lenovo A3000, and but then I really find this guy very smooth. Let me be frank. And although there are lag at times, there are also enough apps to keep you satisfied. We like the look and feel of the device, although it's all plastic. And yeah, I would recommend this device definitely.